So in continuation to yesterday's session, so yesterday we have prepared a field which I mean to say we have marked a field as Picklist field and we provided an ID to that particular field, guys, the Picklist ID. So and that is the first part with respect to your Picklist management, guys. And the second thing, the possible values are the values that you are interested in displaying under that particular drop down menu should be uploaded or configured from your instance, guys. So in order to do that, you have to remember the Picklist ID that you have configured in the data model, guys. Let me go ahead and get that ID so that I'll show you how to maintain the possible values for that particular Picklist ID. So this is the data model. One second, guys. Go to your standard elements, and so I'm just interested in getting the Picklist ID, guys. I'm not doing anything here, and this is the one that I'm interested. Okay. One second, guys. It was not copied. Okay. So I have the ID, right? So how we are going to maintain the possible values to be displayed under this particular Picklist is like, if you go to your employee files, let me show you how it looks like right now.
Yeah, could you just summarize this one, Raghu?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Raghu, sure. Could you just summarize this one on the
Yeah. So yesterday we were working on the Picklist management, Nirmal. So and in the Picklist management, yesterday I have showed you like what is the tag that you have to add with respect to defining a particular field as a Picklist. And you can see here, this is the tag Picklist, and you are supposed to give an ID to that particular Picklist. And you can see this is the tag, the one that I highlighted here, right? That is the tag syntax. So once you configure that particular, or once you keep this tag in a standard element, right, that element will become a Picklist. I mean, see, you're defining that particular field as a Picklist. In that case, how the field is going to behave is like, you can see here, if you go to your profile, let me go to the hobbies. And you can see, this is how the field has been defined. And we haven't populated any values inside this particular field. So the second part with respect to the configuring your Picklist is like, you have to load the possible values to be displayed under this particular field. That is what we have seen yesterday, Nirmal. Okay, yeah, cool. So you can see here, there are no values at this moment under the hobbies. So how you are going to populate that is like, you have to go to admin tools and configure the possible values under this particular field, guys. So go to your administration tools here, and you can see here, you can just keep typing Picklist management. Click on Picklist management. And you can see, guys, there is an option to import export Picklist, which means that export is nothing but export all the existing, the things that you have configured in the system to your desktop. Let's say you can see export all the Picklist, and whether including the system generated codes, the standard ones, and or not. Let me export the existing Picklist from my system to the desktop. And whenever you are preparing new Picklist values, right, you have to import those things, guys. How it works is like, let me show you the file and I'll explain you. And if you see here guys, this is the file format that you have to prepare, and how you are going to read this particular file format is like the first column you can see here, the Picklist ID. This should be the ID that you configured in the succession data model guys. You can see it should be this value. So the very first column, the Picklist ID, should be the ID of the ID that you maintain for that particular field in the succession data model guys. And this option ID, forget about this thing guys, that is going to be generated by the system, and it is going to be unique value for each field or each Picklist value that we are populating. You can see here everything is unique here, and that is going to be generated by the system guys. We are not supposed to maintain that particular option ID value. It will be maintained completely, it will be maintained by system only. And this minimum, maximum and the value, it's not at use guys, it is reserved for the future use. Right now there is no purpose for this particular minimum value, maximum value and value fields. So that is the reason you can see here everywhere, wherever you go, it will be defined as -1. We are not going to use that, and this status should be active guys. Then only it is going to be visible to the users. Say, and let me take a simple example guys, 1 second. One second guys. Just a second guys. I'm just trying to delete this country value so that it is very easy to understand this file. Yeah. If you see guys, you can see if you just concentrate on the field 2 and column 2 and sorry guys, row 2 and row 3, you see in the row 2 and row 3 the same Picklist ID is there, address type, and which means that they defined a field as address type, and for this particular address type, that particular field, they are displaying as business and home. So in the drop down, they are displaying two values. That is the reason you see there are 2 entries here. Likewise, how many number of values you are to display under the drop down, you need to configure those many rows in this Picklist management or Picklist data file guys. And as I told you, this is going to be the Picklist ID that we configured in the data model, and option ID is going to be generated by the system guys. We don't have any control over that. Minimum, max and value we are not going to use, and there is no purpose at this moment. And active, you can see here, active is the one that is going to be displayed. Say, you can see there are 2 entries for the address type Picklist, right? So these 2 are going to be displayed in the drop down menu. If you are going to configure, if you are going to update the status as absolute, which means that you are not using that particular value, and that value is not going to be displayed in the drop down list guys. The value is going to exist in the system, but that value is not going to be displayed in the drop down list. So that is the meaning of active and absolute guys. So whenever you want to display a particular value, that particular row status should be active guys. And this external code is there, right? You can see there is the external code. This external code is helpful whenever you are migrating data or the Picklist from your legacy system to the SuccessFactors system guys. So this external code will help you to keep reference between this row in your SuccessFactors to your legacy system. Say in your legacy system, you might be calling the drop down value associated with business as the business, and home might be home. So if you, at some point of time, if you want to correlate your legacy system data so that you will understand like what values in your legacy systems has been mapped to what values in your SuccessFactors system, these external code are going to be useful guys. If you are not migrating your data from legacy system, this is not of much useful, and you can just leave them as blank guys. And this parent option ID it carries value whenever there is a concept of like your cascade Picklist guys, which means that there should be a parent Picklist and there should be a child Picklist based on the parent pick list value that you have selected, your child value should be populated, which means that like it's like this, guys. Say you have USA, right? You have all the countries. Let's say you have USA and you have India. Say you have UK, Australia. Say these four drop down has been configured under a particular field of name country, and you can see here as you are showing 4 different values here, you need to keep 4 different rows here, right, in the file, and each is going to get a unique ID assigned by the system. Each one is going to get an optional ID. Say it is going to get option ID 1, and say India got option ID 2. 1 second, guys. And it got option ID 3. At the same time, option ID 4. And again, say if you have a child pick list, like say states or regions. So whenever USA has been selected, right, you want to show the states of USA, like say Texas, Delaware, New York, NJ, California, like that. And again, each of these pick lists, again, like you have to maintain the individual rows for these values also. Again, these will get their own option IDs, right? Option, let's say this option ID is like option ID state 1. Like that. And say again in India, say you want to configure like that. So you can see here, this India state should be displayed in the child field whenever you select the country as India. So how system knows that when the India has been selected, and then you have to show this thing is like, so whenever India has been selected, right, for India you have an option ID, the system generate option ID 2, right? So what you have to do is like, this option ID should be kept under this particular regions. So you regions got some rows in the file, right, data file. So you have to configure the parent ID to India option ID, guys. For all these entries, the parent ID should be India's parent ID. The option ID should be India's option ID, guys. Likewise. So here whatever you keep, right, it should be, like say these 3 entries are for India. So the country India, whatever the option ID available with that, right, it should go here, guys. I'll show you how it works, or like probably like I'll give you that assignment as to you to configure that particular thing as a cascaded pick list, guys. But did you got the concept, guys? Nothing, guys. You can see here, say you have a entry here. This option ID should go here, like this. Then whenever you select the
Raghu.
Yeah.
Raghu, can you explain again, please? Just a little bit fast.
I'll do that. Don't worry. Yeah. Now I'm explaining about the parent option ID, right? Say, let me take an example, guys. No worries. So you have country. This is a country pick list ID, and say system has generated. Say there is no external code. Forget about this thing. Say USA, India, UK, and then you have regions. So region should be only one field, and it associates only one pick list ID, right? But each country got its own regions, right? So how you are going to maintain that is, let's say